Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. So we are back with lovely Hello Lady. So, a couple of things. Um, One, if you don't mind, please go on YouTube and voting. Um, on a community post. But anyway, another thing. Um, good. So, I got a update. I got an update today. Or well, yesterday. Um, so it's okay. What I'm somewhat doing is getting okay. I'm waiting for like approval shit like right now. So that apparently is going to take a few months for the approval process and shit like that. Allegedly, um, for it to get done. So it's going to be I'd say by the middle. I'd say probably the start of freaking maybe March, April at best. So it's gonna be a while. Um, I'm gonna try and probably get the damn computer before then. I'm gonna try and get that shit like before the end of the fucking month. Whatever, computer, laptop, either freaking one at this point. But yeah, anyhow, that's about it. That sums up the um life part of it anyway. Anyway, just trying to get this. Anyway, he didn't seem to care about my questionable response. Ignoring my words, he lightly bowed to Katsuragi and the chief before going to greet other guests. But still, be still. In an attempt to cover the wound on my right hand, I stuck my nails into it so hard I almost tore the skin. Uh, it took all I had to crush the destructive urge to assault Koro immediately.
ああ、もう。お父さん強くないのにこんなに飲んでしまって。
Yeah, I mean we can't do it in front of Soraka. We can't.
わしは酔ってなんかない。酔ってなんかないぞ。ほら、こうまっすぐ歩ける。いっちゃねえ、いっちゃねえ。
すみません。皆さんご迷惑をおかけして。
I would say I can't wait for Soroko's route because quite frank, I'm curious how is she gonna handle this though. Soroko supported her drunk father and bowed to the other guest. Soroko took her dad outside, probably to give him some fresh air to help clear his head. He looked so defenseless.
沈まれ。
I resorted to saying it out loud. At that point, closing my eyes, I tried my to hide my raging emotions. What good would come out of starting a losing battle? I would be I'll become a revenant and returned to this country in order to exact revenge. I couldn't very well waste 7 years worth of blood and pain in a place like this. No, no. Before I knew it, I had followed I followed Caesarea. My mind remained clear, but my body was being ravaged by an unnatural heat. Outside, okay, outside of one of the hall windows, was I saw Shizu Katsuragi released by his daughter. He looked extremely frail and defenseless. Circle had probably gone to get him some water. No one else stood nearby.
そらこ。おーい、そらこ。どこにいるんだ。
Are we gonna kill him? Pleasantly drunk, he smiled as he called his dear daughter. That was the face. That was the face where he betrayed the Makotos. The Katsuragis were a Makoto's branch family that had set that had been left that left before any other. After mingling with the commoners for many years, their blood grew thin. So starting with the previous generation, they had become little more than normal humans themselves. And with that change came came selfish came selfish human desires. It was only natural that Katsuragi had wait, okay. Okay, it's only natural that Shizu, uh, the Makoto's treasurer and linked to the modern world, uh, had started to develop a dislike for the Makotos. After all, in his mind, they were uncultured shut-ins who simply respected old writing traditions. They were not but they were not but a hindrance to him. And so he began thinking about how to free. Wait, okay. So he began thinking about how free he would be if they didn't exist. Oh, thus he betrayed them by taking part in a conspiracy to kill everyone in the main family. Interesting.
罪には罰を、裏切りにはふさわしき結末を。
Oh no, he did it. That's why I had to.
誰かね、
Light footsteps brought back my sanity.
俺だよ。
Oh, Tama had approached me from behind. Oh no, did we did we do it? Tama said she wanted to go somewhere quiet, so we left the ball. There were so many people present. Taking our leave hadn't proved a challenge.
尋ねたいこととは何かね。
成田、
Her tone seemed calm, but her eyes soared like that of a sharp beast.
なんて顔してるんだよ。
Tama looked ready to burst into tears. After gathering her resolve, she took a deep breath and,
俺のハローは身体機能の拡張だって知ってるよな。
今さらどうしてその話を。
of course, I knew that. The uh, the the Tempest of IV, Tama's Halo improved her physical prowess by increasing either output or accuracy. It it uh it enabled her to perform feats that no normal human could imitate. It 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 was it was an extre- it was an extremely simple Halo, but that was exactly what made it so powerful.
人間の感情ってのはホルモンのバランスを変化させるし、脳内に化学物質を発生させるんだ。だから、匂いを嗅げば、ある程度何を考えているのかわかる。
Okay, that seems a bit busted though.
それが強い感情なら、なおさらだ。
Strong emotions like murderous rage, perhaps.
なるほど。言われるまでもなく注意しているつもりだったが、感情の匂いとは正直見落としていたよ。
Yeah.
ハローは単なる力と捉えるべきではない。人を超えた力を持っているだけなら、それは獣でも同じだ。重要なのは、それによる認識と思考の再化といったところか。
Tama stopped 3 steps ahead of me, like an invisible wall had formed between us.
成田、 さっき、何をするつもりだったんだ？
Yeah, we was about to end this, man.
それは質問か、タマオ。それとも、分かっていて尋ねているのかね。
Yeah.
いずれにしても愚問だな。成田真理は、なすべきことをなすために、天下はノーブルスクールへと来た。何をするかと問われるのなら、回答は常に一つだろう。
An explosive tension formed between us. I had no regrets, but I was a bit vexed. Thomas suspected me, based my base urges had produced had had produced invisible failure, it, wait, irreversible failure. No, that no, that wasn't exactly the case. I've always been careful not to be noticed by her or any other HMI. She's always watching me, so it's no surprise. So it's no surprise she found me out. In other words, the only mistake I've made was expressing my love for her. We've become so close as a result, so she noticed that I hadn't that I wasn't quite myself. Though perhaps I was though perhaps wait, I expected this I expected this since long ago, and that was why I've always assumed we would eventually part.
成田、これから何をするつもりだったんだ？
And the person, she's actually like a child about to wail. Oh, oh man! Wow, I can't believe it. They're giving us a choice. They're giving us a choice. I can't believe it. They're giving us a choice. I mean, just be honest. The best choice was to make it through by hiding the truth. Tama won't ask again, even if I lied and she knew. She would try to believe I spoke the truth.
殺してしまいたかった。
I spoke like a machine. Something in my heart prevented me from lying. If she wanted to believe me despite it all, I couldn't very well sully her honest emotions. Regardless of the situation, how the situation progressed, she naturally loved Tama. That was no lie. There was no lie there. The problem was he already swore an oath to that outweighed his love.
殺すって、空子の
Yeah,
親父を。
she responded to my first true act of honesty in a calm, collected tone.
他に誰がいた？この場に、この夜に、この私の目の前に、あの男以外の一体誰が？
Okay, okay. Our boys got the dark fucking look. Like, yes, I was going to murder that man.
そうとも。罪には罰を、裏切りには報いを、人ならざる獣どもにはふさわしき鉄槌を。それこそが、この成田真理が、天下はノーブルスクールへ来た目的。かつて奴らは踏みにじった。信頼を、尊厳を、そこにあった生命と未来を、そして奪い去った。何もかも。そう。正しく何もかも。ただ奪うより何倍も罪深い。奴らの持てるすべては、裏切りと罪で築かれた血の頂上だ。今さら恨み事を言うつもりはない。そんな程度で帳尻が合うものか。私はただなすべきを、正しき復讐をなす。罪で築かれたものは、憎悪に燃え尽きるのがあるべき結末だ。
でも、復讐って、分かってんのか、成田。 あいつは、空子の父さんなんだぞ。たった一人の血のつながった親子なのに、それに、人を手にかけるってことは。
I heard Tama clench her teeth.
空子の父親だからなんだと？復讐とは、死者に捧げる鎮魂だ。厳粛なる祈りだよ。死んだ者は帰ってこない。ならば、生きている命を終わらせる他に贖う術のあるはずもない。
I mean,
私は殺そう。花を摘むように、虫を潰すように、人心を捨てた獣どもの生命を簒奪する。それは断じて揺るがない結末だ。私はこの7年、そのためだけに生きてきたのだから。
I mean, okay. Our boy's so driven by revenge, though.
そうとも。私もまだ一匹の獣。人の世の哀れなる者に別れを告げて、死より舞い戻った一個の亡霊。
Our man's so driven by revenge.
死者に人倫を問うなど、あまりに今更だ。それに、この復讐劇の幕は、とうに上がっている。最初の敵は打ち倒した。残るは3人。たとえ天上の神が立ちはだかろうと、私は奴らをこの手で打ち倒すだろう。
そんなの、いいわけないだろ。それで殺すってことだぞ。空子の父親を殺して、空子を泣かせて、他にもまだ。そんなのおかしい。絶対ダメだ。
The more she preached the path of a righteous man, the more cold I become. Avengers were born due 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 to the afflictions in law and justice. No amount of preaching meant anything to someone who abandoned their humanity. Tama couldn't see that, or perhaps she had, and she simply wished to ignore it. Her throat seemed to bleed as she spoke the words that had no chance of ever reaching me.
君がそれを言うのか。命を奪ってはならないと。殺し屋である君が私に言うのかね。赤ひと玉を。
Wow. Wow. Overwhelmed by my burning desire for revenge, I said things that could never be unsaid. Yo, oh my god, yo. She cowered as wait, she covered as thought of struck by lightning. She appeared to she appeared to be on the verge of tears or already crying as her pale lips fell silent. Oh, I'm so sorry. She couldn't refute my words. She made a living out of taking lives, so she was in no position to call it evil. Ah, yeah, that was fine. That was fine. Wait, this was fine. I wanted to distance myself. Wait, this was fine. I wanted to distance her from using harsh words because I had long since predicted our separation. And yet,
だから言ってんだろ。成田まで俺みたいになってどうするんだよ。お前はもっと格好つけてまっとうなことしろよ。
my words hadn't kept her from putting herself down to try to stop me. Uh, unbelievably, unbelievable. She didn't have any power to stand against me. She didn't have she shouldn't have had any, and yet she stood her ground and faced me as though she's forgotten how to back away. Suddenly, I learned, suddenly I noticed a tear rolling down her cheek. Oh no.
何もかも今更だ。復讐の幕は上がっている。それに、 この場へ戻るために私がどれほど多くのものを奪ってきたかを伝えれば満足するか。すでに引き返す道はない。
I mean,
ないなんてことあるか。
how? Look, she's so she's so cute. Words were enough for her. She jumped up. When she jumped up to me and grabbed by my collar. Oh gosh, girl, you're so violent. Her eyes were wet with certain tears, wait, and the distant light. Wait, and the distant light made them appear extremely beautiful.
今までのことなんてどうだっていい。まだやってないことはいつでもやめられるだろうが。過去なんて関係ないってお前が言ったんだろう。
ここに及んでそんな問答に何の意味がある。
Yeah, okay. At this point, our boy needs a punch in the face. Like he needs a punch in the face. Mm. I brushed her hands off and created some distance between us. Several unknown emotions gathered in my calm heart, creating a complex pattern. I didn't understand. Tama should have broken down already. Still, I could tell her will wavered. One little push and things would come to an end. The brief moment between us would collide, and I would return to being a cold-hearted adventurer. All would return to its base state. No further mistakes would be made. I knew victory was within my grasp, but at the same time, I couldn't picture Tama giving up. And so what if she didn't? So what if she did? If she didn't just fall? I felt her tear-filled gaze. Each no reach the very depths of my heart. Uh, thus I slowly closed my eyes and put a lid over my heart to keep those brief emotions from swaying me.
私は行く。
I mean, yeah, there was no more to be said. If Tama chose to stand in my way, I only had one option:
引かせねえ。
not giving up. Not giving up, she closed the distance between us. I could tell she planned to attack me if I ignored her and walked away. I expected as much. She planned to stop me, even if she had to bind me, beat me down, and tie me up. I mean, I wouldn't mind all three of those, quite frank. She believed that she believed there was no reasoning or logic behind her thoughts, but she still believed her actions just that's why she didn't hesitate.
前の覚え。
Thus, her next words were mildly unexpected.
前。うん。唐突だな。前と言われてもどの前かね。
Yes, please do tell, my dear Tama.
コレオグラフでかけたよな。爆発事件のせいで中途半端に終わったけど。
ああ、確かに。勝った方の願いを一つ聞くのだと、そういう条件をつけていた。
Oh,
あの時の続きをしようぜ。お前の復讐をやめさせてやる。
come on. I had a clear recollection of the incident several weeks ago when Tama and I went at each other. Then I discarded it to keep it from seething my soul.
わかった。そうでなければ納得できないのであれば、玉尾の潔さに応えよう。玉尾が勝てば、望み通りにしよう。だが、私が勝てば。
If victory was mine.
これ以上の口出しは無用だ。
Oh,
いいよ、それでいい。俺負けないから。どんな
oh,
ならば正しく全力で相手をしよう。玉尾が相手であっても手加減をしない。だから止めたいのであれば、 殺す気で来たまえ。
余計な世話だよ。お前、ほんといつでも一言多いんだから。
While gazing at Tama, I braced myself and slowly, as though respect, extended one of my hands forward.
勝利はない。無力という意味を知れ。
Uh-oh. Tama lowered herself. Tama lowered herself like a beast and prepared to lunge at me.
うっせえよ。行くぞ、成田！
Oh, I think the fight was already over before it started. Oh, who's?
これぐらいにしてはどうかね。
まだ終わってねえだろ。勝手に勝ち負け決めんなよ。
The fight was extremely one-sided. Tama charged toward me, and I beat her down. That repeated over and over without any change. However, despite being thrown, tripped, and beaten so many times, any normal person would have lost count. Tama stood up. Her vigor made me wonder where all that energy had appeared from. It almost felt like she grew fiercer with every recovery. The light of the will in her eyes seemed stronger each time as well. How many times have I beat her? I tried to remain silent and keep my emotions in check as I took care of her, but I couldn't help but to speak.
勝てないと分かったはずだ。
分かってねえよ、俺は、まだ立ってるだろうが。立ってるうちは、負けてねえんだ。
I swear. Okay, this is why I love Tama. Okay, I'm gonna cut it here. I was like, thank you all for coming. Let's see, that lovely girl, Natari. Nanami. Um, if you don't mind, again, please go and vote on YouTube and voting. Um, but again, we'll, uh, I'll see you all next time. I may start, I may live stream on Twitch or something like that. Maybe like a few days, a week, or something like that. But I have no idea. But anyway, thank you all for coming and all that stuff. Please, like, subscribe, and all that. Last I checked was that last I don't remember if this is still the case or not. We're at uh three 304. So I want to say thank you for the person who subscribed. I don't know if it's still the case or not, but last I checked it was. But who knows? Also, I'm still working on the I'm still gonna work on that video and stuff, the videos and stuff like that. I again, I think I'm going to wait again for like new computer and shit like that, or laptop, whatever. Um, that I can do like a big live stream like that. But who knows? Anyway, thank y'all for coming, and thank you for the people who subscribe and stay subscribed.